Working with the Bloomberg rankings team, we looked at how last year's internet IPOs of at least $50 million traded. On average, shares of those IPOs popped about 20% from their split-adjusted IPO price after one day of trading. So not too shabby, considering the historical average of 11 to 12% first-day gains in the post-tech bubble era. But of course, far, far from the average first-day pop of over 50% back in 2000. Remember that? Well, in 2011, last year, Chinese IPO Qihoo 360 Technology, it was certainly the standout, soaring nearly 135% in its first day of trading, giving it the biggest jump among the IPOs that we track. That stock still up more than 27% from its IPO. Other Chinese IPOs from last year are nearly all down since they made their stock debut. That includes the Chinese social network operator Renren, which jumped nearly 30% from its IPO price in its first day of trading. It's now roughly down about 60%, at least through the May 14th close, I should point out. More than half of the global IPOs that we looked at last year, they are down from their offering price, including Groupon, Yandex, Pandora, and FriendFinder networks. One exception, LinkedIn, which more than doubled in its first day of trading, up about 109%. IPO's Schuster's Joseph Schuster says because of LinkedIn's low float, it's normal to see a big pop. LinkedIn, by the way, has held on to almost all of those gains and then some. It's up about 146 from its IPO to the May 14th close. As for Facebook's first day of trading, well, so far it's up about 18% at its high watermark, but currently well off of that. Renaissance Capital's Paul Bard, well, he didn't expect Facebook to have the pop that we saw with some of the smaller IPOs last year. He was right about that, although he did say we could get a 50 to 60% jump in this first day of trading. We're not getting that, at least not so far. Dan Veru over at Palisade Capital Management, he says they squeezed the lemon dry here and didn't leave enough on the table. He says you want to price these things a little bit lower so that the shares have better support in the aftermarket. So interesting, Deirdre, to see how it's traded today. I think we all expected, an amazing pop here. Not so much.
Although, as some people point out, in some respects, it's been public for 2 years. People have been trading this thing on second market, shares post, but we're still following it. Carol.